Days Gone 2 and PS5 Pro. Guys, today we have got some very interesting announcement for Days Gone 2. And this all information is coming from Ben Studios and also John Garvin, who's the creative director of Days Gone. Let's see the long story short. We got some reports coming from an interview which was done by the ex-developers at Ben Studios, and these were the guys that developed Days Gone. And from the information in the latest interview, we got to know that Days Gone 2 was cancelled because it was based on Ben Studios' decision and it was not based on Sony's decision. And for all these years, we were just thinking it was Sony, and Sony didn't give the green light whatsoever. It was Ben Studios who did it and not Sony. And many issues are going internally with Ben Studios, and not everybody was happy with Days Gone 2 happening. And this was probably because of biased opinions that goes on with all the different team members. Now the information we have received, it seems like the sequel Days Gone 2 was in a much earlier planning stages, and also to note that the game was never actually entered development, which means that there was literally nothing, just a plain imagination that Days Gone will happen, and they had the story plot, but they never submitted the sequel storyline to Sony in order to get an approval. And this came from the creative director at Days Gone, which is John Garvin, as well as Jeff Ross, who is the main head of making the entire game. And in an interview, they confirmed that the studio actually never took the pitch to Sony at all. They never submitted Days Gone sequel pitch to Sony in order to review it. This happened internally, and PlayStation was being blamed for cancellation. And a lot of fans were angry at PlayStation for throwing money. They could have easily made Days Gone 2 and made a huge profit, but no, they decided to put all their money in a dumb game like Concord and lost all the millions of dollars, and fans are upset because PS5 Pro is here and it will cost up to $700, which is a very huge price, and if taxes are added, which will eventually become around $900, which is very huge price. So Sony has no game to showcase the performance, no game yet in PS5 Pro to promote. It could have been Days Gone 2, but Sony decided it's going to be Concord, the worst game of all the time. That's where they threw millions and millions of dollars. This is all because Ben Studios, it seems like the guys inside Ben Studios, they never pitched the idea to Sony, because of which Sony never got to know the sequel idea for the game. Now we got to know that the source which is coming from Rhino, but then it seems like the source is David Jeff's interview with John Garvin and Jeff Ross, plus extra input from David Jeff in the comments on YouTube. David posted on Twitter saying that he felt sad for Deacon, which is now being used as a promotional character to promote some very small games like Astrobots. As Astrobot game launching, Ben Studios, the guys working at Ben Studios, it's a completely different team from the team that ran the Ben Studios when Days Gone was released. So these guys, or the new ones, are completely different ones. So it feels like the current guys posted this image basically just promoting Astrobot, where he said that his job is in the beach and big congrats to our friends. And you know who got really offended? The guys behind the original character. They couldn't stand what Ben Studio is currently doing. It seems like John Garvin is upset by seeing how this character is basically being used as a promotional ideas. John Garvin says that he's kind of offended, and this is what he tweeted with a quote saying, "It's kind of sad that Deacon has been reduced to promoting other games. Well done, Ben Studios, way to protect your legacy." And after that, he made a statement where there was a lot of hate comments that was just barging in, and a lot of people saying he has some ego issues. But in an interview, the game director also went on to say that Deacon St. John is now being reduced to cartoon shows. So hopefully Days Gone 2 happen in the future. We don't exactly know if that's going to happen or not. As of now, this is the sad news we have got. We all thought creative director will stop, but guess not. He went a little bit extra with some more comments that he made, which is kind of funny at this point. And John Garvin posted on Twitter where he says 3 reasons why we don't have Days Gone 2. The 3 reasons were: first, it had technical issues like bugs, streaming and frame rate, and second one, that it has reviewers who couldn't be bothered to actually play the game, and the last one is that it had had woke reviewers who couldn't handle a gruff white biker looking at his date's ass. So everything told in John's statement is actually very true, and most of the gamers noticed it as well. Most of them actually end up liking this game. And honestly, Sony is losing millions of dollars because they sold 9 million copies of Days Gone on console alone. And if you see the charts and if you look at the other games on how many copies got sold, there were nearly 10 million copies sold, and Days Gone was able to sell 9 million copies. And if the sequel for this game is cancelled, then that is a very huge problem. Many terrible reviewers are out there. They absolutely tried to butcher the game, which was Black Myth Wukong. And thankfully, all the fans around the world, we fought hard and we made the game successful, and now it is a great game. And medias out there like IGN and GameSpot, they tried their very best until the very end to drag this game down, but it never worked. And huge thanks to all the gamers out there in the gaming community. We finally succeeded in order to stop these media outlets from destroying good games from happening. And it seems like it might continue in the future as well. But anyways, at this point, this is all we have which is related to Days Gone 2 and all the situation which is going on with Days Gone 2. And honestly, I really want Days Gone 2 sequel to be happening. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what are your thoughts about Days Gone 2? If you have any opinions, leave them in comment section. I would love to hear from you guys. And hit the like button and subscribe our channel for more notifications. We will be covering up every news from Days Gone 2 here on in this channel. And the bell icon, bro, that's the most important thing of all time. Do click it because you guys deserve the notification sooner than before. And if you missed out our previous video which was about PS5 Pro GTA 6 bundle pricing revokes is available. In this video we dive into the heated discussion surrounding the newly announced PS5 Pro GTA 6 bundle and its speculated price. Fans are already divided over whether this bundle offers true value for money. Do check it out, guys, as PS5 Pro, which is specially meant for GTA 6, and our previous video which was about Days Gone 2 bad news and bad ending. In this video we delve into the shocking news surrounding Days Gone 2 and its unexpected bad ending. Fans of the original game have been eagerly anticipating a sequel, but recent updates have left us with a bad ending. Do check it out, guys. Until then, see you all in our next video. This is Capix Gaming, and goodbye.
Getting older, still searching for the cure. In a world of chaos and unrest, zombies lurking, danger everywhere. Driving through the dead of night, with the courage in his heart, betrayed by those he once called friends. But the worst fear remains.